Any jewelry piece first must start with, well, designing it. If you don't want to go very middle of the road and your piece to look exactly like so many others. So I know I want to use a slice of that snowflake cane I made the other day, and I want to make some earrings that look kind of make the vice. And no, that wouldn't work. Change the shape. Still no, it wouldn't be balanced. Let's try again. So I want that slice to be there, well, part of the slice, and then a shape that would be balanced and still comprise the slice that would be translucent and embedded into a semi-frame of opaque. Now I am going to cut my shape, obviously, and I am using some of that watercolor heavy paper. Remember that I told you it's very good to make templates out of. And now I'm going to get some white clay and figure out about how much of it I will need. I don't want to use too much because I'm going to mix glitter in it. So considering there will be some missing of that, I think that much clay should be enough. So now I'm going to mix some glitter in it, and I'm using that very fine iridescent, and of course I put a paper towel underneath because I don't want to be picking up glitter from all over the house 3 months from now. And I'm putting enough glitter in it so it would be scintillating, kind of like snow. And now, because I don't want to go with it through the pasta machine for obvious reasons, I'm going to just use some playing cards, 3 of them, to determine the thickness of my sheet. And then I will cut my earring shape. Yes, I know I have some pencil on one of them and it's going to stay on the clay, but it's okay because that's going to be the inside part of the earring. Now let's cut out using the X-Acto knife. Let's cut the shape, remove the excess. And then note where the line of the circle intersects the edge, because that's going to help me position the circle cutter. And I'm going to do the same for the other one. See, I got some pencil marks there on the clay. That's fine. We'll do some other time about how to use color pencil drawings on clay, I promise. Now I can place my circle cutter exactly the same on both. I'm going to lift one of them, remove the inside area, and then place it on a paper on a tile. And now I can cut the second, and because I got the marks, I know that they are going to be exactly the same. And again, I remove the circle from inside and I place it on a tile, and I'm going to cover them on another piece of paper and another tile to make sure that they are perfectly flat. Now I take equal parts of white pearl and translucent, and about 1/3 of it I mix it with just a dot of peacock pearl, and then I will be doing a Skinner blend. And I just want to add a little bit more pearl there, so I'm adding some white pearl pearlex to the white part. And then I'll just keep passing the Skinner blend a few more times through the pasta machine until the pearlex mica powder is fully mixed in the polymer clay. And then I am narrowing a little bit my strip, and I take about 1/3 of it separately and 2/3 separately, and I will mirror them in such a way that one side will have less blue than the other side. And then I flatten it with my fingers, and this time I go with it through the pasta machine on the thickest setting. Well, first on the thinnest, and then I fold it and get it on the thickest. Then I have to measure if it's going to be enough for both earrings. No, I need to lengthen it some more. No worries, the earrings will be thick enough with everything that we got there. And make sure you have no air bubbles. So it's pretty much okay. Now, my backs, those will be the backs, are done. So now I will pick up, I have here some slices from that snowflake cane, and I will pick up one slice that is the right size for my earrings. I think this one should do nicely. Yep. And then put those back. And now I will flatten it a little bit and make sure that it is in a round shape. I do that between 2 sheets of wax paper. Well, actually just one sheet folded in 2. And then I will take some more translucent, because I need this to be a full sheet so it would be perfectly straight. So I cut the slice in 2 symmetrically, and then I will cut a circle from the translucent. They have to be the same thickness, and gently overlap the half slice. And I need a little bit more translucent on the bottom there. I'll just grab a few crumbs from the edges. Stay there, stay there. There you go. And a little bit more on the other side, and make sure that everything is the same thickness. Now I can put my template on top and cut an approximate shape. You don't need to be very exact at this point. And then I'll lift it and put it aside and do the second one. Again, I use my circle cutter to cut a circle, then gently overlap, and then flatten to make sure that everything is the same thickness. Now, before I do anything else, I need to cut the fronts, because after I'll place the snowflake in there, I will not have the cutout in the back anymore. So I am placing my templates there, and I will cut the outline using the X-Acto knife. And now here you can do the same thing as I did with the white, or you can just, you know, use the white. And it's better to use the white, because you see it, the Skinner blend is a little bit narrower than the backs. So I am going to gently pull to widen them a little bit, and then I will be using the backs to get a very refined trim of the outline, and then cut out the circle in the middle. But these I will not use now, okay? When you do bake the backs, do just a pre-bake. About 10-15 minutes is enough, because you will do more baking afterwards. And now I can just remove the excess clay and remove the circle in the middle, the part circle segment, circle more than half. And now I'll be placing some Bacon Bond on the backings. And then I will take my translucent with the snowflake slice and place it so the snowflake piece of slice is in that part circle. Make sure that when you place it for baking, you place it with the translucent down, because that way you can pull on the edges and the snowflake slice will be perfectly straight, will not bow or anything. Now you can gently trim the outline, and don't be very worried if it's not perfect, because after it's baked you will see we can fix any little imperfection in the cutting, so that will not be a problem. Just cut as close to the outline of the backing as you can, and of course the outer line of the snowflake slice. And now we can bake again. Now once it's baked, this is what I was telling you, use your X-Acto knife to gently scrape to get the edge perfectly smooth. And then get again some bacon bond and place it just where there is a backing, not on the snowflake slice. Then whatever is left of your white and glitter mix, put it through the pasta machine on the thinnest setting, and then cut strips about the thickness of the total thickness of the earring, because now you have the total thickness. Before placing those strips down, first smooth a little bit the edge of the front of the Skinner blend. And here in a minute I will show you a trick, a tip if you want. And so once you get your edge nicely smoothed out, then you can place some bacon bond on the edge right under the front of the earring. And I'm going to use a paintbrush to make sure that it's well spread. Remember, you can always clean the paintbrush with alcohol. Just fine. And then I will place the strip of white with glitter mix. That's exactly like the backing of the earring. And now I want it to be blended very well with the front as well as with the back. So trim the ends and then smooth the back first. And make sure also that it is well stuck against the edge. And then start smoothing in the front as well. After which, use your X-Acto knife to trim the excess. And you can use your X-Acto knife and you can complete the fine trimming with your rigid blade. Now, do you remember how I was showing you that you can smooth an edge, because this is practically a type of besedging. In several of my previous videos, I will just link one of them, how you can smooth it with liquid clay when you have any kind of cracks or unevenness. Let's see how it would look in this case if we try to do that, because you see there is some extra clay that's still left stuck on the back. Now if I take TLS and I try to smooth out that area, it will not work very good, because even if it is smoothing, there is no crack or unevenness there to fill. It's just some extra clay. So here I'm going to use a trick that most art doll sculptors use to obtain smooth surfaces, and that is actually use alcohol to smooth and remove the excess clay. So I'm going to soak a piece of paper towel in alcohol, and then I will gently wipe and even use my finger from time to time to smooth away and rub away the excess clay, and that way I will have a perfectly smooth edge. Now before I bake this for the third time, I'm going with a paintbrush to put some glitter on the edges, because come on, it's snow, it's ice, it's glittery, we want that. It is the season of bling and glitz and sparkling snow. So don't worry, if you put a paper towel underneath, you'll be fine, and most of that glitter will be stuck to the clay. After you do this, again bake it again between, sandwich between paper and tiles. this time for 30 minutes. And this is how it should look in the end. First you'll have to poke a hole and then varnish it. And to be easy to varnish, just poke a toothpick in the hole and then place it in a sponge, so it will be not moving when you're varnishing. Then I will take an eye pin and place 2 beads that are kind of icy looking, and then I will make a big loop because the top of that earring is quite thick. Make sure that I make it exactly at the same distance as I did on the other earring. So make the loop on the thickest part of your needle nose, and then bring the loop through the hole that you have made in the top, and then gently loop the wire around. Now be very careful and only hold on the wires. Do not hold the earring and then use the pliers to do the loop, because you're going to break the clay. Hold on the 2 wires that form the loop, and then just loop the tip of the wire that's left around, and all you have to do now is to attach to the earring piece. And there you go, you have a beautiful pair of icy earrings. You can wear them like this or like this. And let's see how they are part translucent, but then when the light falls directly on them, then they are all icy looking and glittery. Happy claying!